Have you ever wondered why smartphone cameras seem to improve so slowly, even though every year companies promise something new and revolutionary? Well, Samsung's upcoming Galaxy S26 Ultra might be the best example of that. Leaked reports suggest that Samsung isn't ready to move on from the same camera sensors it has been using for years. In fact, the Galaxy S26 Ultra might ship with a camera setup that feels all too familiar. Let's break this down. The big disappointment comes from the telephoto cameras. According to well-known leaker Ice Universe, Samsung plans to reuse the same 50-megapixel sensor for the 5x telephoto camera that was already on the Galaxy S20 for Ultra and Galaxy S25 Ultra. If that wasn't enough, the rumor says the same sensor will even be carried into the Galaxy S27 Ultra. That means 3 straight years with no change in this key camera. But it doesn't stop there. The main camera, the star of the show, is also rumored to stick with the same 200-megapixel sensor that Samsung introduced back on the Galaxy S3 Ultra. Yes, you heard that right. By the time the S26 Ultra launches, this flagship sensor will already be years old, and it might still continue on future models. So, is Samsung really getting lazy with its cameras? Not entirely, because while the sensors themselves may not be changing, the company seems to be shifting its focus towards something just as important: optics. Reports say the Galaxy S26 Ultra's main camera could come with a much wider aperture. In simple terms, that means more light can enter the camera lens, which usually leads to better photos, especially in low light. Another leak claims the camera bump will be nearly twice as thick as the one on the Galaxy S25 Ultra. That may sound bulky, but it could mean Samsung is making space for more advanced lens technology. This isn't necessarily a bad approach. If you think about it, camera quality isn't just about the sensor. The lenses, the image processing, and the software all play huge roles in how your photos turn out. A reused sensor with better optics and smarter image processing can still beat a brand new sensor with poor optimization. Meanwhile, Apple is pushing things differently. Just last week, Apple revealed its iPhone 17 lineup. The iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max both received major camera upgrades, with all sensors now at 48 megapixels. Apple also added a new way to zoom, giving users up to 4x optical zoom and a clever 8x optical-like zoom through sensor cropping. On paper, it sounds impressive, but Samsung's cameras still have strengths Apple doesn't match, like the higher zoom range with dedicated telephoto lenses. So here's the question: will Samsung's decision to stick with older sensors actually matter? If the optics and image processing really improve as much as rumors suggest, the S26 Ultra might still end up being one of the best smartphone cameras on the market. Remember, the S25 Ultra already delivered some of the best photos we've seen on an Android phone. So improving on that foundation could still bring excellent results. At the end of the day, it's about perspective. If you're someone who loves seeing brand new hardware every year, Samsung's strategy might feel boring. But if you care more about how your photos actually look, the S26 Ultra can still impress you despite the recycled parts. So what do you think? Should Samsung keep reusing sensors if the final results are good enough? Or is it time for a bigger leap forward? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more tech updates.